Let's jump into this one straight away here. MMA looking fantastic here, just like he did at BlizzCon not too long ago. And he has spawned up here to the top right-hand side as the red Terran player playing for Acer. It's MMA. And he's been playing very well over these last couple of months. Had a very difficult halfway through the year, Nathanius, but stepped it up in the second half. And up here to the top left, he's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders with Bunny being eliminated from the tournament just a little bit earlier on today. He's the last remaining non-Korean in this tournament. Make some noise for Liquid Snute.
Yeah, Snute, important to keep in mind, of course, in the 5-player groups, the top 3 players advance out of the group. So even with this 0-1 in the first series that he's playing, Snute still has many opportunities ahead of him. It's not, losing this series isn't something that's going to really set you back too far behind. And I'm only mentioning this because MMA has just been rock solid the last couple months that we've seen him playing. He's been consistently dominant in the World Championship Series Europe tournament. Yep. And his performance at BlizzCon was nothing short of exceptional. So looking at this map does not make things any easier. If anything, for the way that we talk about Snute liking swarm hosts against Terran, that was the map to do it on. With those spawns, and not being able to get that, it can't make you feel good about the rest of the series.
Yeah, we'll see how well he's going to be maybe disturbed from his regular thought processes, his mentality. He's got to stay strong here, especially at this level of competition. Such a very difficult group that these players have landed themselves in. I mean, MMA Snute, you then got Jack G, you've got then Impact in there, you've got Polt in here. Every single one of these players is going to be fighting for that top 3 finish. And we saw earlier, despite beating a semi-finalist from BlizzCon, you can still get eliminated in the early stages of DreamHack Open.
Yeah, and Snute will have to keep, not just those types of strategies in mind, but also looking at players like Jagchi, like they're going to bring out builds like that against you. They're not, Jagchi's not going to play the most passive games you've ever seen. Yeah. Maybe there's a mech build, but at the same time, MMA has also shown those on occasion as well. But looking at the spawns for this map, not only did we discuss like the 4th base being hard to take, but these are the spawns that favor MMA being aggressive via the sky. This is one of those maps where I'd say I absolutely love the Reaper into Reactor, really fast Marine drop, just straight Marine drop. You get like 8 or so, and you run Heli, and you try to run Hellions by, and you really pull the Zerg in every which direction. Strategies like that are so much better when the Zerg has to worry about those, those aggressive plays.
And MMA favorite to do that, Nathanius.
Yeah, it's a pretty interesting matchup, just because if you've played against Snute, and MMA, I've seen games where he's played against Snute swarm host style and had a lot of trouble against it. That's the kind of stuff that you face it, you see it, and you're like, I never want to have to deal with this again. So he knows what he usually needs to do. I will say, he's taken a very interesting turn with his opening on this map. I'm largely noticing like he's built up a lot of his gas, and technically he still gets the reactor and the factory at the same time. So it's not like delaying building the factory delayed his Hellions, because he would have had to wait for the reactor anyway.
Yeah, one of the worst parts about this here is that, as a Zerg player, there's a lot of different types of openings that Terran can hit you with in the early stages. Hellbat pushes, Widow Mine drops, Hellion Marines, whatever. There's a lot of different types of openings. And MMA has played one of the more conservative, very defensive setup with 3 command centers, then kind of look for a strategy choice later. Snute has no ideas. Snute has to be thinking of all these different types of opening. He has no really good overlord position where he can get in. There's a Marine or 2 denying an access for an overlord to get in there. So the way that these 2 builds are set up, clearly favoring MMA.
Yeah. The thing is, MMA, it's almost like he's kind of abusing his opponent in a weird way. Like, Snute is not the guy that you look at and you say, oh, this guy Baneling bust, this guy Roach Bane all in. It's like, that's not really Snute. That's not really Snute's style. So going Sans Reaper, saying, I don't really need to scout you that fast. I can still go for 1 Marine, get my quick 3rd command center, while simultaneously still getting that 2nd gas and going for what seems to be a Banshee play. Is a totally viable option, because as we can see, even though MMA hasn't scouted Snute, Snute's not taking advantage of that by building a fast Baneling Nest or Roach Warren.
That's right. Right now, Snute did poke in with his overlord. He had a scout to the starport and the barracks there with the tech lab on it. And then decided to build a couple of additional Zerglings. Spore Crawler's coming in here. So he is expecting Banshee play to come from this, but in reality, it's just a Viking and then Stim coming in and just kind of a regular setup here.
Yeah, I'm slightly intrigued that MMA is taking his third gas already, so I'm thinking maybe, okay, he wants to get his upgrades. Maybe we'll see a medevac on top of all of this to follow this up. He's going to have quite a bit of gas income. Usually Terrans won't do this until they start their second and third barracks. You don't want to go past 2 gas, so I am intrigued, to say the least. Evolution Chamber starting up for Snute, though, getting a spine. He's not 100% sure what he seems to be up against either.
I mean, the Sport Crawler is very good overall here in this position. If there's to be a drop in this area, if there's a Banshee in this area, just kind of good. He knows this is a weak point of his setup across these 3 bases. But he is starting to spread his creep, get his drone count up, adding on the Evolution Chambers. There are 6 Hellions, though, just on the outside of his creep, threatening. As well as this Banshee just being a nuisance, picking up any of the overlords at the top here. But Snoot's got some very aggressive Zerglings out on this map. He's got a few on his creep, and he's got a few on the other side as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you can catch the Zerglings, it's always nice, but he's also going to try to go for a backstab at the same time. Not really open. Like, if you kill the SC building the barracks, that's cute, but like these handful of Marines with Stim coming close, there's not really a lot you can do here. Killing the SCV is nice, though, you know. Delaying the production is always a good thing, but MMA, this game, very different to the last, has his upgrades slightly ahead of Snute.
And Snute now starting to realize that he is free to further his economy and set up his production. Baroness coming in, 1-1 upgrades coming in, but here comes the first drop, the first bit of aggression, the real aggression coming from MMA. It's going to be 4 Hellions to the back here. Ling's already on pursuit. They're going to make their way in. They're going to push this back quite easily. No damage taken there by Snute, so far okay.
Yeah, nothing really crazy. Like, nothing super crazy has happened in this game. Snute is actually firing up quite a few Zerglings. This is intriguing to say the least. He's ahead on drones right now. He doesn't want to power up too hard. This drop play is keeping him on his toes a little bit. Queen's really trying to get that medevac. It's quite low, but not able to get that pickup just yet. MMA's getting his armory, and he's really powering up his barracks production, because MMA on 3 bases is going to get ready to push, but Snute, he needs to start thinking about how he's going to get that 4th, you know, that ever so tricky 4th. And as we can see, just the way this map is laid out, there's no creep anywhere near it. And it's not like Snute forgot how to plant creep tumors. It's just really far away.
And he's going to use these queens to spread some more here, but that's definitely going to be where we're going to see MMA start to push through here. 13 Banelings, no Spire yet. It's thrown down. It's just this second come in. And we are making it quite well into the mid-game. As 1-1 upgrades about to complete here for MMA. And very shortly, with these medevacs popping out, we're going to start to see MMA get some more damage done, Nathanias, aren't we? Yeah,
that drop play is going to be starting up pretty soon. A few things that Snute definitely needs in order to sustain himself moving forward is going to be that Baneling speed he has on the way, but also this Spire, which is still quite late compared to, you know, a lot of other builds that gave you a little bit of earlier map control. So he's got about a, you know, 40, 50-second window where he's MMA can do a lot of damage, clear up all this creep, and just pull up in his medevacs if he needs to.
Whoa, he's going to pick up and drop on this natural area here. Snute not quite ready. He's morphing 10 Banelings around the 3rd base. He's not expecting this type of move here.
Yeah, this is really nice. That Widowmine also has a chance to make a big play. Turns all the Hellions into Hellbats. And I love this. He unburrows the Widowmine, repositions it. He's waiting to use this against the Banelings, and he gets them. A very large number of Banes picked off. And actually, really, really cute maneuver there from MMA.
Deals a lot of damage with hardly losing any units there.
Yeah, that's a really nice pickup. He's up 1/4 the amount of resources lost as his opponent. Now he's clearing up the creep tumors. Baneling speed is about to finish up, so he should be able to push this back. But mutas are just a little bit too far out for him to be able to get to actually kill this.
Yeah, nice split up there from Snute, avoiding the Widowmine hit onto the Banelings. But another massive pickup here. That's 5 medevacs full of units. Oh my gosh, what a hit from that Widowmine. That was huge.
That's a game-winning Widowmine hit right there. There's not any more Banelings on the map. In fact, all the Zerglings that he has are just now spawning. Keep in mind the upgrades are even, so they can trade pretty damn well. He's got the Marauders up front, soaking up the Zergling hits. This is just good control from MMA. He's going to slaughter absolutely everything here for Snute. Moving up, targeting down the Banelings that are being morphed, and on top of that, he could go for the Zerglings, get the Queens, get the Evolution Chambers, and I upgrade. MMA's pretty much got this one in the bag.
As he's got such a large army inside the main base, you look down here and there's another squad of units crushing through the middle there, and it's going to be over. GG is called. MMA takes a swift